Thanks. So yeah, again, going back to the battery production, right? And I kind of start the pitch like everyone racing to build gigafactories, right? But making them profitable is entirely different challenge. And we all from beginning of this talk hear about Northvolt, Europe's biggest battery startup, which filed bankruptcy after raising over $15 billion. And what was one of their biggest problems? That every third battery they were producing was unusable. Despite years of engineering and industrial ramp up, these high scrap rates made the business unsustainable. And here is Northvolt may be the headline, but the underlying problem runs across the entire battery industry, which is scary. And if today one wants to build a gigafactory, they can expect to literally waste up to 2 billion a year. So we want to understand why is this happening? Because battery production is incredibly complex. It involves dozens of machines, materials, process parameters, and all of this operating across multiple steps, across multiple time scales, and across all of this process, we are generating terabytes of data. So let's say what happened to all of that data? It would be unconnected and is largely ignored until something goes wrong. And in 2025, in the age of AI, the battery industry remains data blind. So we come here as Accellion, and we are here to give battery production the intelligence that is missing. So that's why we are building our product, which called HANS, our highly adaptive neural system, which is the first intelligent data orchestrator platform and focus just on battery manufacturing. So HANS can access to all the important parameters of the production. So in this case, they can watch every process, listens to machine, learns, improves the yield, and everything happens in real time. Let's say, how does it do it? By unifying multimodal data. It can work with images, sensor data, machines, logs, videos, and they all combine them into one uniform AI orchestrator. So what can happen as a result? Hopefully fewer bad batteries, which means faster optimization, waste reduction, and saving hundreds of millions. So we are saying what truly sets us apart here is that our product is designed by and for battery experts. And it is not just about another generic solution. Every decision engine inside HANS is trained to reason with specific battery domain knowledge. It's multimodal, understand all the complex interaction in the production, supporting process engineers to find clarity, and that's why it works. So the market is already $20 billion and is set to double by 2030. So the battery factories cannot afford to fly blind anymore. And how we want to sell that? We plan to roll out HANS as a B2B SaaS, or what we call it as HANS as a service, with a setup fee recurring license and a retainer, which enable battery manufacturer to stay flexible in all future constellation of chemistry and production processes. So we reach out to more than 50 industry experts here, and they express a clear need to have AI in their production. So the current battery software has players in monitoring, controlling, and analytics, and our mission is to connect and enhance. So we have one single goal: make Europe a battery leader. So our team is Luca, which have a lot of experience in building a scalable software, Sebastian with a strong background in AI and physics, and me, Fuzhan, complementing the team as AI and battery researcher. We are an early stage of startup with ambitious goal, and right now we are focusing on validating our product. So if you want to see what HANS can deliver, this is the moment to collaborate. Let's talk together and make Europe battery factories intelligent and profitable. Thank you.
Susan, thank you very much for the pitch. Really inspiring. Me as a former battery researcher and also coming from the battery manufacturing background, where do you get the sensor data from? Really short answer, because we don't have that much time, but I think this AI-driven approach is good, depending on the quality of data that you receive, correct?
Exactly, that's true. I mean, that's the whole problem, right? Because the problem of the industry is they are having lack of unstructured data. It's fragmented. They come from different vendors, protocols, etc. And then we are also missing machine-to-machine translation most of the time. So that's why we are going from data-first approach and not directly from AI approach. So what we want to do is to unify all this data, and then once it's unified, then you can find intelligence inside that, right?
Okay. And
where you can find, and where you can find this data is, of course, battery production line. So that's what I'm saying. If someone wants to see that, we need to connect.
Yes.